Oh, good morning again. Look at us on this Tuesday. Wow. 7:15 for me. So good morning. I hope you're having that amazing morning, that amazing evening or afternoon, wherever you happen to be. So, again, what are we doing? We're doing our morning reflection. Just doing that daily inventory to check in with the universe to see if there's anything we need to know. And listening to the cards reminds us to take a breath. Maybe check and see if our feet are flat on the floor and our butt's comfortable, and maybe our shoulder or necks are relaxed. Maybe it just reminds us it's okay to just take a few minutes out of our day to stop the madness. Because again, you have no clue what it's like when I get up. Well, actually, maybe you do have a clue what it's like when I first get up. So, let's see. What does the universe have for us today? See if there's any angers or resentments, any hints or tips. Anything we need to look at. Maybe if we look at it now, if we just think about this during our morning here or our little moment together, then if we think about it now, then maybe if something happens later on, we will have already reflected on it, and maybe we can react differently instead of just having any angers or resentments or anything. Good morning, Carla. How are you? You know, I need to figure out how to do a two-way live thing where people can talk. That would be awesome. So, there we go. My universe apparently is just shuffling cards all morning long. So here's our 3 stacks. Each one of these a different thread going out to the universe. Each one a different thought or conversation. And again, if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this conversation will lead us one way, and the other two would leave us. Wow, I'm just not going to talk today, am I? I'm going to let the cards talk. But regardless of anything, we're going to take one of these paths here and leave 2 behind. I really am bright-tailed and bushy-eyed, honest. I have to do a client training this morning. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to take the top stack here. Just whatever seems to be right in front of us that we're not seeing is how I like to see that. So, I'm going to lay our 3 cards out. And I will flip them over one at a time, just like they're the pages of a book. So this is probably, you know how I'm sitting here and it's like I'm over my words. So swords are thoughts, swords are ideas. And one sword, it's an idea you come up with. 2 swords, you have choices. 4 swords, 4 legs on a table, so it's nice and solid. And then apparently, like today, I can't quite catch my thoughts. You know, my brain's running 1,000,000 miles an hour. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep. But think of it, you know, when we have the 4 legs on a table and everything's stable, great. But then what happens when that 5th sword comes in and just knocks us out? 5s are always challenges. Sometimes I call this an ego card, because sometimes it's like when somebody disrupts us, and we're just not on our game. and things just seem to knock us mentally out of whack. So the fifth card of Swords is just that. It's being knocked off our game, trying to get our thoughts together. We had plans, things like that, and then something just throws a wrench in there. To the Eight of Wands. Okay, so the thing is, though, is that a lot of times when we need to get things done, but we're scattered, we're not planning, we haven't actually taken the time to really get our thoughts in order, and so we're disrupted. And then sometimes it even gets to the point where we try to do 80% of the work in the last 20% of the time because we just couldn't get to it. So when you procrastinate and you got everything else going on, and then you're like, boom, oh my gosh, there's a deadline. And you try and do 80% of the work in the last 20% of the time. So the Eight of Wands, fire, energy, and eights are about progressing, moving forward. And this is one of those situations where we have released the arrow. The wand is just an arrow. Once you release that arrow, you have no control over it, and it just flies. To the Six of Coins. So the Six of Coins. Coins are home, health, finances, things like that, but coins also are what keep us grounded. Coins are the element of earth. They are the seeds. So if we look at this spread right here, we have swords, wands, coins. These are all different aspects of our lives. And it's how one aspect can affect another aspect. So, sixes are about harmony, improvement, finally moving past the fives. Okay, so we have a 5 and we have a 6. When we get up in our heads, when we have procrastinated, when life throws a wrench at us, it seems like time just seems to move faster and faster. And that's the Eight of Coins, the Eight of Wands. But sixes is about realizing, that maybe some things are more important. It's about grounding ourselves. Sixes are also about taking the lessons we've learned, and maybe there's something we have to offer somebody else, or maybe we're the ones that need to receive, to accept finally, because we've been so scattered. Maybe we just need to be willing to accept help from somebody else. But it's about becoming grounded after all that frantic activity. And if you notice how I started out this reading this morning, again, I felt frantic, I guess almost to the point of almost manic, because I do have a training to do today. But why we sit down and why we do this, for me, is a perfect example, because now seeing this, it is a chance to take a breath. So I'm going to turn over the advice card, which is the Three of Swords. So we have these two odd numbered cards. Swords, thoughts in air. When you have one sword, again, it's a seed. Two swords are like two different ideas. The third sword is when something throws us again off our game. I like to think of it sometimes that with the Three of Swords, if we don't make that decision of the Two of Swords, something will make that decision for us. So this is about making choices now. before the Five of Swords, before things get frantic. This is a reminder that we can sit down and meditate, that we have choices. Do I want to take on my tasks now and try and do 1% of the work in 1% of the time? Or the other choice is, do I want to wait to the last moment and do 80% of the work in the last 20% of the time? These are choices. This is reminding us that, again, if we don't make the choice for ourselves, then something's going to make that choice for us. And I have to say, I feel so much more grounded today after this reading. And so I hope this reflects with other people too. So, with that, I hope everybody has that amazing morning. I hope that if you see this evening, noon, or whenever, that your day and going forward is amazing. And I am going to be back here again tomorrow, bright and early. So thank you again very much, and take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around, the stories we have found. In the shadows we dance, take a chance, take a chance.